All right, Rob. Big game last night. We both picked it. Even though, I've picked the Chiefs to win the AFC. I thought last night that Buffalo would get the best of them, and boy, did they. 38-20 in a rout. Let's just call it what it was. Was definitely a rout, and Pat Mahomes didn't have a great game. He was actually off target on some passes. 33 for 54, 272 yards,
That's
2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and missed a couple of – he's unbelievable?
Unbelievable that he missed 21 throws.
Well, I think he's reached that level where I at least expect 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every game, at least.
Right. I'm just saying.
And so when he does play poorly, it's surprising. I don't think he was horrible, but by his standards, it was just noteworthy because for him, it was a bad game. I mean, that's still 61% of completions. So it wasn't like, he was terrible. But Justin Herbert was better. Not Justin Herbert. Josh Allen was better. And not only throwing the ball, Rob, Allen was 15 for 26, over 398 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and ran for another. Josh Allen was the best quarterback on the field last night. And his running was also strong, 62 yards rushing. That dude's a big guy.
That leap over the defender
that was fantastic.
That might be the play of the year far.
Well, I was going to say it was the play of the game because it was a big It was a big third down conversion too.
Yeah, I think it's the play of the year so far.
He had 315 yards. I'm sorry, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, and ran for another. So, what was your impressions? Whether it be Mahomes, the Chiefs, whatever.
It's easy to look at. The Chiefs' defense is horrendous. So I'm not even going to try to act like it's not. 38 points. They've given up a lot. That game against Baltimore when they gave it up, Chris, up 11 in the fourth quarter. That had never happened since Mahomes joined that team. That was another sign there. But I'm concerned about Patrick Mahomes in what's happened. And I remember before, and this is just, I don't have the stats in front of me. I can't. I remember someone saying that Patrick Mahomes had the highest. There was a former player who was telling me that he had the highest. It was what was it called? Rob G, jump on if you could remember. But
QBR, passer rating.
No, you didn't turn the ball over, Chris. But
touchdown or interception, the lowest interception ratio.
No. You didn't turn the ball over, but you were prone to, or like a defender dropped it. Or, like you threw a bad
reckless passes or something. Bad passes something like that.
That they didn't.
Turnover-worthy passes.
Exactly, that they didn't catch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was something like that, but they never really affected him. And then last night, he had 3 of the 4 of the Chiefs' turnovers, 2 picks, a pick 6, and a lost fumble. And this year, this is the other one, which is just crazy because he didn't turn the ball over and hasn't most of his career. He already has more interceptions, right? Or he matched it. Last year he had 6. He has 6 this year. All of last year, 2019, he only had 5. And Mahomes currently is on pace for 20 picks. I don't think he's going to get there to 20.
Right.
But Chris, his career high is 12, which was 2018. But here's the number that really shocked me when I started to look at some of the stuff about him and what's been going on. And since the Chiefs' Week 10 bye last year, Mahomes has now thrown 13 interceptions in 14 games, which is a big number for a guy as good as him. An MVP, a guy who won a Super Bowl.
Does that include playoffs?
I don't think so.
Rob G?
Is that the Super Bowl?
Because he only had 2 interceptions in 3 playoff games last year.
So it says.
Okay.
Well, no, it can't be, Chris, because it says after the bye week. So that would be what?
After the bye week last year?
Well, that would be how many games last year? 6, and then another 4 this year. So I don't know.
5 this year, 3 playoff games, and then the last few. Okay.
Is that what it is?
He had a 3 interception game, I believe.
Okay.
But it includes the playoffs, yeah.
All right, 13 interception in his last 14 games. Okay. So I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, what is going on here? Is he just in a dry patch? Is he, is this a reason to be concerned at how careless he is with the football? We saw in that Baltimore game, Chris, and I think you even admitted it, he just threw the ball up for grabs. You remember that? It wound up being a big turnover.
I've always said he's reckless with the football, as great as he is. And I stand by my comments that he could be Jordan-esque, that he has GOAT potential. I'm not coming off any of that. But I look at him kind of like the Steph Curry of the NFL. All-time great, fantastic player, one of the best to ever do it. But gets reckless sometimes, gets too cute. You know, the no-look passes, or Steph, it's the behind-the-back passes, or the dribbling, too fancy at times. And Mahomes is similar in that regard. He's got to clean that up. And he alluded to it after the game, saying he's never been a high interception guy, but he does have to look at something. He even said, I'm always a little crazy with the way I play, but I got to look at that now. And so he owned it. I don't think this is anything worrisome. I mean, he's actually on pace. He leads the NFL in touchdowns. 16 touchdowns. He's on pace to throw 54. So he's on pace for 54 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. He's number one in the league in QBR. What Patrick Mahomes is doing, again, being a little bit reckless. Last night, the interception, that was the pick six. That wasn't his fault. He hit Tyreek Hill in the hands. Wasn't behind him, was perfectly thrown. Tyreek Hill just dropped it. And so I'm not alarmed at all. What's happening, I think, is he's having to be perfect every single game and every single possession because, as you said, Rob, that defense is atrocious. That defense is horrendous. Dead last in the league in points allowed. And, yeah, okay, the Chiefs have never been the steel curtain during the Mahomes era, right?
No.
Right. But here's the thing. When they won the Super Bowl, Rob, they were 7th in the NFL in points allowed. When they went to the Super Bowl and lost, they were 10th in the league in points allowed. That's legitimate. That's a top 10 defense. Now they're 32nd in points allowed. So the offense, and I think it may even be affecting some of the other players with Hill dropping some passes. The offense understands it's got to be perfect. Maybe they're pressing. Maybe Mahomes is trying to make bigger plays because, we got to put points on the board because I know our defense isn't going to stop anybody. But I'm not alarmed in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the other stat
trouble or anything.
Here's the other stat I was looking for. Last year, Patrick Mahomes finished second in big-time throws, Chris. He had 50, but also ended the year in the top 3 in turnover-worthy plays. That's what they're called. Right. Turnover-worthy plays, which was 23. But he only had 8 actual turnovers last year. But there were a lot of plays, as you said, Steph Curry, where he throws and – they might not get picked off, but they could have been and put him in a spot. The thing, too, when you look at him, is I just wonder, if you're in the AFC now, I think he might be the 4th or 5th best quarterback in the AFC. No, I'm talking.
You really want to go there?
I'm talking about right now playing, not his career. Nobody's trying to take away anything from him. I'm talking about the way he's playing right now. The turnovers have not been good for him, but how could you not look at Justin Herbert or
Josh
Allen or Lamar Jackson? I'm just saying, I could just throw those three.
He's
those
playing
first
better than
three
Lamar
out there.
Jackson.
But I'm just saying, right now, if you were picking, I'm not talking about forever or for a career, but who's playing better now at this moment? He's not the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not the best quarterback in the AFC.
I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but I'll give you that right now, these first 5 games, Herbert and Allen have been better. And they don't have to make up for horrible defenses. And so that is a cushion right there. Allen has a much stronger run game with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. And here's the other thing, Rob. Even if they have a better season, and there's so much football left to be played, it's unbelievable, right? But even if Allen and or Herbert have better seasons and other quarterbacks in the NFC. That's not unusual for the best quarterback in the league not to have the best individual season. Tom Brady, the GOAT in most people's minds, not yours, but he's only made the All-Pro team 3 times. That's the best quarterback in the league that year. And Brady in 20 seasons has been the best QB in the league according to that stat 3 times. Aaron Rodgers, Rob, many of us have said the best ever throw the football. Forget the wins and all that, but the best ever throw the football. All-Pro 3 times. Roger Staubach, who I believe, Rob G, correct me if I'm wrong, made the top 100 team, the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, was never All-Pro. Never first team. So it's not unusual for somebody to pop up and have a better year. Peyton Manning was the most steady with 7 All-Pros, but even him, that's only 7. And so this is not unusual. If Mahomes isn't first team All-Pro, that's fine. But like I said, a lot of football left to be played, and I'm still a big-time believer in my man, Pat Mahomes. All right,